Alright y'all, what's up? So, at the pub today, I'm just gonna get something to eat. So today I'm gonna be installing a switch box on a WJ Jeep, and I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna be a process, so I'm probably merge it all in one video, but I'm here for lunch real quick. Strange place, bro. Alright, so I ordered the hot crispy chicken sandwich and a Hammerhead beer. So we're gonna get started on the WJ today, but this will probably be like video one of many with this, so I'm gonna kind of do it as clean as I possibly can. I'm ordering fog lights here soon, so just stay tuned. Alright, what's up over here? It's not bad, not bad. So I'm looking at something like this for a setup, with some power cables to go to the battery. Okay, so with something like this, and I have an inline fuse. The fog lights have an inline relay, so it's going to be kind of a well-constructed system, so current is flowing good, and I don't have any problems electrically down the road. So we'll see. The only fitment issues I'm going to have is 1.15 inch and 1.04 centimeters, so 0.4 inch. So I need to find the right measurement for the cable, or I need to replace the ends on them. So I may end up making my own cables and doing it that way. But something you need to be mindful of is the length. So I may need to go for 3-foot cables, and I might end up making my own, okay, with my own ends and doing that. I may end up going with 3/8 ends from battery to the distribution box that I have picked out, both of them right here. So I may end up using my own ends and do my own ends on it, but I did this because they have protective covers. I can mount these to plastic or metal and not have any worries. So, and well, it's an overnight with Prime, so I'm gonna pick these up for sure. But when it comes to the wires, I may end up just going and getting bulk wire and doing measurements of where I'm going to mount. So I'm probably going to do this video as the lineup for it all. Alright. I'm set. I'm just making my way here, but this looks good. You know, hot sauce all over this thing. It's gonna get real hot. Ain't too spicy, but I'll finish mine. If you get that right there, the Black Rabbit Red is not bad. I've had it a few times, and it's like a mix between like a Cabernet and a Pinot Noir. It's like, wow, it's like a mix of like 3 different wines. It's really good. Alright, so I'm leaving. My waiter looked like Seth Rogen, bro. That was weird. Like exactly like him. Yeah, this place is a little different, but yeah, just stopped in for me burger, quick beer. That was good. I'd recommend that. I think it's called the Roadhouse chicken sandwich or something like that. That wasn't bad at all. So if yeah, that dude looked like Seth Rogen, bro. He I'm not kidding you, bro. Anybody that see this podcast, you want to go meet Seth Rogen's doppelganger, bro. He works at Thompson McMiniman's Brewery. I was originally gonna mount it right here. I decided against it. I decided to go a little bit more stealthy with it, okay? So what I've got here is my dash. My car's a mess, bro, so I apologize. But my dash is undone, my cubby's out, and I took this piece out. You have to move this into for part-time and neutral to get this piece out, but there's 2 screws here. There's a screw and a screw, and this comes out, okay? Now, you can see how I mounted my switch box here. So my switch box is mounted where I drilled holes, separate for power, separate for ground, and these, I got a little carried away on this hole, so just use a little bit bigger of a drill bit to run these 4 through. But I got a little carried away. I'm probably just gonna do a plasti weld here and fix it up. But I was planning on running a little bit more in here. I may run another switch in here, but otherwise probably just gonna keep a pistol in here. It's just what I usually use it for. So for this, the reason I ran this here, okay, is because if you look through here, okay, you've got some room in there
where you could feed some wires through. Okay, so like through here, you could feed wires underneath to go to the power and shove it back up in here and secure it. Well, the only thing I'm going to be running today is my ground, okay, and my power wire. My ground, okay, you already have one sitting right there. So all I have to do is run a little extra wire on here, okay? Crimp it down, which I'm about to do here shortly. All right, so what I have here is from Amazon for about $9. You can get a pack of red and black 18 gauge wire, okay, and they're 30 feet a piece. So I did this on purpose because, well, my ground is going to be just this size, but these red right here are probably going to be more of just for running power for accessory wires. The switch box though takes a 12 gauge wire, so I'm going to be getting some 12 gauge wire to run the power to it. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to end up showing you guys is use Amazon, or you might get a piece of paper with your switch box, but I lost mine, that tells you which color wire is which switch. So okay, so I've got a crimped 12 gauge wire here on a spool. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is do a little bit of measurement, okay? And I'm going to measure from about here to about where my switch box is, and I'm going to put like an extra foot or two on there so I can take the whole thing out with the mount. We'll try it that way, okay? This seems to be a little bit more doable. Instead of pulling it all out, I'm going to have to pull them out anyway, so. Okay. Okay. This one might be a little tricky, but seems to be make more sense to me. If it comes out this way, okay. Magnet for this, but I also may be able to get that out with my fingers, so scoot this out of the way. See how it's still plugged in or whatever. We can just move it. Alright, just kind of shift it a bit, like so. Take this wire and shove it right through the firewall next to the other one, because there was already a hole made. So we're gonna feed this a bit, okay? Let's leave this here. Let's go into the dash. What do we got? There's our wire right here, okay? So what we're gonna do is go up and around through here. So we need to get up and around the pedal assembly, okay? I should have gone a lot longer because I didn't account for going through the dash, but it is what it is. We'll see kind of the easiest way to go about it here. Feed some more. Okay, leave that here. Okay. Got French fry down here, bro. Okay. Okay. So from here, okay, I'm gonna run my wire through the back of here, like so. I'm also gonna reinforce this when I do this, so that's not binding up on a gas pedal or anything. But you can see if you go up and around, you can pretty much just throw some tape up against the insulation there and run it. So you can pull it through a little more. So from here you can see
you can take this off and get a little bit of stretch, or you can run it down through like that. Okay, so this is a way to get away with this, the least amount of crap as possible. So what I'm going to do is set you right here. Okay, okay. Okay, so we fed it up and under and through there, up and through. We're gonna have to extend our wire just a little bit more. It's okay. This is gonna be a main power wire that I'm gonna end up tapping things off of for the interior. So for lights and this and that, a straight battery wire that can pop off the switch. So it'll run to the switch, but it'll also be a main power wire. And I'm probably gonna run it to the brick that I'm gonna buy. So this will be a main power source for the brick, and then from there I can run different things. Instead of running T-taps, I can run the two module type things that I showed you in the beginning. So those red and black boxes, I'm probably going to run them, or the red one I'm going to run on that side, and the black one I may run down there. So I've got kind of a spot fixed out where kind of a custom mount that I've decided to build for it, so we'll see. But okay, so we're gonna pull this tray out. So we're gonna pull this tray out, okay, like this. Okay, turn the car back off. Okay, what do we see? Here's our wire. Okay, so from here we can pull a little more. There's enough stretch that we can wire it right here. Okay, but if we look on this side, we probably don't have enough to get to our battery, so we're gonna have to lengthen it a little more. And well, I'm gonna untangle it from in here too because it's tangled. So we'll probably pull a little bit more through, maybe push some like that. Okay, see how much we gotta add to it. I probably should have measured a little better. What I probably should have done was taken it all off the spool and ran it that way, but I didn't, so that's okay. A butt connection or a solder, I'll probably just butt connect it because I don't feel like busting out the soldering iron right now. I may end up doing that, to be honest, solder it. Really not a bad deal. But we'll take our screws back out. The switch box worked perfectly where I really didn't have to worry about too much. But you can see I'm gonna have to do some work here, so it's far from finished. So okay, yeah, it's dirty in there. So you can see you can feed the wire through here. Okay, do it on the other side of the linkage and the other side of the e-brake. Okay, so when you set it through there, instead of screwing with the linkage, it runs up against this side. So under here I'm going to run a piece of tape, once it's wired up against here so it doesn't move. So electric tape, duct tape, whatever you want, but that's a good way to keep it secure. So now I've got a place where I can start working on splicing and doing an attachment, okay, from here to here, and also my ground. So I'm going to be working on the inside before I lengthen my wire out there. So okay, so a little bit of crimp here. Get my crimp action on. Ugh. Okay, so you can see I ran another nut. I had to file my closed eye end to fit, but it fit. So we've got ground to the body right there. So we've got our ground hooked up with plenty of wire here. It's going to tuck down here. So what we're going to do first is do a little bit of fitment on this, okay? As you can see, it dropped in here just fine. Our power wire. These three, I'm going to probably leave them up and out of the way for right now until I wire things, and I'll do my connections
through here. So I'm gonna do it just this way. I'm not hooking up any. I'm gonna be running my fog lights to this one. You can see we have this with a little extra squeeze. So and a little bit of tape on that side, but there's some stretch on that wire. I wanted some stretch on that wire, and so I left the stretch kind of coiled in here so I can pick it up and go. But it's not on the linkage, it's straight down. I could even pull it tight. Got it out of the way from there, out of the way from this linkage, which is most important. So from there, that's going to be kind of our next step, is to do a tough job. Okay, so from here we're going to feed this back up in here, up over the top. Okay, up over the top, so that we have slack on this end. Okay, so see the slack, I pulled slack. Let's go to the engine bay side. This, I might tape this up in here, I don't know. But probably, I might actually wire it around, or wrap it around here with some tape. So it holds to the existing harness, which I believe goes to the cigarette lighter. So, you pull it through here. So it's got to go up and under. And we're going to run it through there to the power cable. I spoke a little too soon on this, so what I'm probably going to do is splice here and put a wire in between. So let's get that done really quick. So what I did, I had to butt connect a wire in there. What I will say is one spool of 12 gauge wire from Walmart will fit from here all the way to there. If I wouldn't have cut it, I used the entire spool. So I ran a closed eye on here. Okay, you can see all the way through. I bust out my electric ratchet real quick when battery cables give me problems, but we have power. So on, you can see, let me turn this off. On, off. So we've got power going to it now. So we're just gonna let it sit for a second and make sure we're good. I'll probably multimeter a few things, but don't forget to put your canister back in, okay, and your 2 lines back on. So tomorrow I'm going to be wiring up fog lights. So I'm probably going to run my ground to the body in here. I'm going to tap a 3-way tap off of the power wire and run it to it, and run my accessory all the way through and wire it up.